Abaddon's Gate. This is the third book in the Expanse series. It is 539 pages long with 54 chapters. This one, to me, was a lot like Firefly. You've got the crew of the Roci, and they just fly around, and they have kind of an extended crew, and they go on missions, and it felt to me like Firefly, so that was cool. This is about, the Firefly crew. They're a ship on the run and they're down on their luck. But also there were some new characters. There was a preacher, which I really liked her perspective, right? She was more down to earth and tried to help people, whereas there was a lot of characters that were like, I'll use violence if I have to, I'm gonna do damage, all that stuff. The preacher, she was kind of down to earth. So I really liked her. There was Clarissa Mao, sister of Julia Mao from the first book, and she has these implants that make her like a super weapon. So that was an interesting thing. It was like a glands that give her like a burst of adrenaline or something like that, something to that effect. Then there was Bull, who is like the third in the chain of command on this new ship, this generational ship that got repurposed again from the first and second books, is now going to go and be like a battleship kind of thing. So he's not the captain, he's not the executive officer, he's the chief of security. So he's a tough spot. He is a cop. He has the authority, but he doesn't have the official command title. So he's in a difficult position, but I think he does an okay job. So the book opens with a slingshot attempt gone wrong, for lack of a better word. And really the ring, which spawned at the end of the second book, it's a gate, it's a portal. Everybody's kind of waiting to see what happens. And, this kid slingshots through without engines. It does like a gravity assist, and just, I don't know, bad things happen. But he makes it through. So we've got Earth, Mars, the Outer Planets Alliance, and the Roci are all going to the ring or near the ring. And, we've got the generational ship, which later becomes Medina Station. But anyways, it focuses on that generational ship, and Bull is in charge. I liked how he was an earther like Fred Johnson. So Fred Johnson appoints him and says, hey, we need to have a belt captain, a captain from the belt and an executive officer from the belt to like manage this, but I need somebody I can trust, you there, that kind of thing. So that was cool, put him in a tough spot, but that's the way it is. And really everybody kind of came together on that generational ship. There was, different groups, and they were all part of it. So I thought that was neat too. Funny thing that I didn't realize the titles were like from mythology. So Abaddon is a pit of endless despair. And really, it's kind of sad that it took me 3 books to figure that out, but each one is something different. So that was a nice little twist and a cool take. So this does follow the different characters and rotates between them. There isn't as much focus on the Roci, the original 4 crew members, Naomi, Alex, Amos, and Holden, but mainly you're on the generational ship. Some things I liked, Clarissa Mao. I liked that she's out for revenge, that she's trying to take down James Holden. I liked that her initial thing wasn't to just kill him, but to like make a fool of him in front of everybody. But her secondary objective is, to take him out. So that was kind of neat there. I liked that she becomes a repair crew person, and that there's like the inner workings of a spaceship. It's all fine and dandy, we're just gonna blast off and fly away. This kind of plays into my theme that I like, costs, right? Like you have things that you do, activities, and there's usually a cost associated with them. And really that's what this is, the maintenance of the ship. There's all kinds of inner workings and little pieces that need to be replaced and updated and repaired. So that was really cool to see that type of description in there. Tasers makes a lot of sense on a spaceship, right? You don't want to have guns. So I liked the tasers. I liked that the preacher had used the taser in the past. So that was cool. The mega church preacher, that to me was like it, I don't even know how to describe it. Like the fact that, you know, or at least in this near future scenario, are across the solar system, and there's still like mega church preachers that, you know, cross the airwaves of multiple planets. And you know, it took me a little bit, but like it was almost an easy thing to relate to, you know, oh, we have that here. Like that makes sense. So that was a fun character in there. There were some things I didn't like about this book. The first two were really good. This is a good book. I enjoyed it, but the focus was off of the Roci and their crew. So it just kind of, all those, you know, all those connections that we built up from 1 and 2, this was kind of like a sidestep or a pivot. So it took a little bit away from it, in my opinion. I get that this is a series and we need to build up other characters, but I did kind of have to slog through maybe 1 or 2 parts. There were some chapters where I was just like, oh man. But after pushing through, there was plenty of action. There's plenty of excitement. I thought Bull was likable, but he was okay. I mean, I get it, bullheaded. He goes up against whatever he can, you know, put it on him and he can take it. I get it. I don't know, like, for a main character, it was hard for me to relate to Bull, I guess, is probably my biggest thing. And that's not on the author, that's just me. I just didn't relate to Bull. So I didn't like the Miller projection at first. It seemed almost like they were trying to bring a character back to life, and I struggle with that in fantasy series. Like, oh, this person died, but they're, you know, fake death. It didn't feel like that to me. It just didn't feel right. So, is he alive? Is the proto-molecule like magic? I don't know. We'll find out more. But I also didn't like the Firefly vision that Holden had. It just seemed strange as a storytelling device. You know, he's so like practical and down to earth that he had like a fantasy vision just seemed odd to me, but it's okay. And Bobby, such a big character in the second book. I didn't see her at all in this one, and I was super bummed. I wanted to see more Bobby. Sergeant Draper, she was awesome, and I didn't see any. So, sad day there. There was one quote that I did enjoy. History, all of human history is made up of people, oh boy, recovering from the last disaster. So that, to me, was pretty impactful. Like, we're looking backwards while preparing for the future. It's almost like walking backwards, right? Like, that's dangerous. And I think it was said multiple different ways, and I think it might even be a theme going forward. I'm not really sure. But overall, this fit nicely into the series, but it wasn't my favorite of the series. So, The Expanse, worth your time. This book, worth your time. Check it out. Lots of fun. It is worth it to make it through to the next book. So, as always, buy your books used.